Today's scripture, roll with me to Matthew, the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13. Matthew 13, I'll be reading verses 24 through 30. Matthew 13, 24 through 30 from the NIV. All right. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, you didn't sow good seed in your field?" They were confused. "Where did the weeds come from?" "An enemy did this," the owner replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them up?" "No," he answered, "because while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let them both grow together. Let them both grow together until harvest. And at that time, I'll tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned, and gather the wheat and bring it to my barn. Let them both grow together." And the subject today is called conflicting but necessary. Conflicting but necessary. The owner said, "Let them both grow, and a sorting will come later." Because the weeds and the wheat are conflicting but necessary. At this particular time, let them both grow, because we need both to grow right now. Don't uproot anything right now. Let them both grow together, because yes, they're conflicting with one another, but it's necessary. Because although it's conflicting in your life, it's necessary for your life. And I want us to think about all what you're going through might be conflicting in your life, but it's necessary for your life. That pain is conflicting in your life, but it's necessary for your life. The opposition, the haters are conflicting in your life, but it's necessary for your life. The weeds are conflicting, but it's necessary. So don't uproot it right now. That's what the owner is telling them. Whatever you're going through, that pain, that struggle, that storm, and you find it conflicting, but just know it's conflicting to you, but it's necessary for you. Conflicting, but necessary. Conflicting, but necessary. And we need to learn how to live with both. Learn how to live with both wheat and weeds. Yes. Plural, weeds. It's hard. It's hard trying to deal with that, because they're opposite. They're contrary to one another. They're conflicting. You want to uproot what you're going through, uproot that struggle, uproot that pain, not knowing that that pain and what you're going through is necessary for you to go through it. Let them both grow together. Let that pain and that purpose grow together. Because we need to learn how to live with both. Life is about dealing with both. Yeah. Dealing with both. Dealing with friends and dealing with enemies. Dealing with hills and dealing with valleys. Dealing with purpose and dealing with pain. Dealing with people for you and dealing with people against you. Both are necessary. Although they're conflicting, they're necessary. Dealing with both. And the ultimate struggle right here is dealing with your old nature and your new nature. The old you versus the new you. And I like to say this, the old you is conflicting to the new you, but I feel like the old you is necessary. Because I feel like the old you is necessary because people forget that you're human. That's right. People tend to forget you're human. And one of the things I love on social media is when I see preachers, Christians clap back. I love it. When people try, because people try you. And they forget that you're human. And they might say something to you thinking that you're not going to respond, and then you end up responding in a way that catch them off guard, and you're like, hey, I'm human. And the old you, to me, is necessary to remind people that you're human. You still fighting the same battles that other people are fighting with. You are not perfect, you know. Because I see it all the time. Like the funniest thing I saw was when I was watching this interview and this preacher and his wife was doing a panel, a discussion, and the guy said something crazy to his wife. Said something crazy, and then got mad when the preacher responded in a way that he was caught off guard, and the preacher was like, hey, that Oakland came out of me. That old hymn was necessary to check that person, like, hey, look, I love God, but hey, you're not going to disrespect my wife in front of me. And so that's why I'm saying people forget that you're human, so sometimes you have to look at somebody. Yeah, I got to let them know. I got to let them know. I love when bishops say, you going to meet Shelby. The old you versus the new you. You have to learn how to live with both. And two people are living beside you right now. Learn how to live with both. Jesus even had to deal with both, if you think about it, because as Jesus grew more popular in his ministry, so did the voices of his opposition grow. As he grew more popular, so did his opposition. So if you think about it, as he grew in his influence, as he grew in his purpose, the opposition started growing. And if you think about it, in this time we're dealing with right now, a lot of people want to be popular. A lot of people want to be popular on social media. They want that influence. Yeah. But what they're looking at is the wheat. They're not going to see the weeds that's going to grow with that popularity. They're not going to look at the weeds that's growing with that influence that you're praying about. As Jesus grew more popular, so did his haters. And a lot of times we look at the popularity, but then we can't handle the other side of it. We can't handle the other side of it. So now, check this out. Now you're complaining about what you prayed about. You're complaining about what you prayed for. You prayed for this to happen, but when you was praying, you was looking at the wheat. When you was praying, you was looking at the pros. You didn't think about the cons that's going to come with it. So now that's why I love people be like, I want to be a household name. I want to be a household name. And then they become a household name. Now they're complaining because their name is in the houses of people that don't like them. And they didn't expect that. Everything good when everybody in the house is speaking kindly about you. But when your name is in houses that people don't care about you at all, now you're complaining about. And are you complaining about what you prayed for? You not only did you pray for it, but you fasted for it. You fasted for it. You was determined to be like, look, God, I really want this to happen for me. I really want this to happen. And God answered your prayer. Now you're like, I didn't think it was going to be like this. You fast, you prayed to be a parent. And now you're complaining about the sacrifices you got to make as a parent. Because you was looking at the wheat, not the weeds of the sacrifice. You prayed for that promotion, but now you're complaining about the responsibilities that come with that job. So now you're complaining about something that you prayed for. You prayed for it. As Jesus grew more popular, so did the voices of opposition. So that goes to show you, as you grow in the area that you're trying to grow in, that area that you're praying to grow in, you're growing, you're praying for that influence, that popularity, that increase. Just know there's the other side to it that you need to be ready for. Are you complaining about what you prayed for? You didn't think it was going to be like this. I remember this was when I was in school, and everybody know, I'm family. Y'all seen me when I was a kid, and I was a very, shy kid, didn't like speaking a lot of times and all this stuff. Bishop probably remember, I know you do. And I remember one of the first times that I was in school, and I was like, I'm going to, get out my comfort zone and do something. just to challenge myself. And we had a Black History Month program at the school, and I was like, cool, I want to do some black entertainers. So I did a presentation about black entertainers, black comedians, and I did something for, like Eddie Murphy and stuff like that. I thought it was cool. And then, I uploaded on YouTube, and then I got a comment that was crazy, and then I deleted the whole video. Oh, yeah, because I wasn't ready for that side. Oh, I wasn't ready. They say people, as humans, we are not conditioned to handle the opinions of just millions of people. It's people, somebody in Australia will determine your whole day. You ain't even met them. They just left one comment, and now you're just thrown off. Because as humans, we're not conditioned to handle that, and I wasn't ready. I'm like, look, God. And then since that moment, I'm like, God, give me the blessing when you know I can handle the other side of it. I feel like we need to pray that prayer. God, bless me with that influence when you know I can handle the other side of it. Bless me with the wheat when you know I can handle the weeds that's going to grow with it. Bless me when I'm ready. Bless, not when I'm ready. Not when I think I'm ready. No, bless me when you think I'm ready to handle that other side. And that's when it comes about the proper timing of God. Bless me when you know I can handle. Bless me with growth when you know I can handle the cons that's going to come with growth. Live with both. Both are conflicting, but they're necessary. Conflicting, but necessary. Even the parables Jesus had in the Bible dealt with both. Like, you can put it on a screen. Look at the Bible says parables had two distinct purposes. Two distinct purposes. One, parables reveal truth to those who are willing to hear and believe. And parables at the same time concealed truth from those who unwillingly rejected truth because of their calloused hearts. Parables revealed and it concealed. Parables revealed and it concealed at the same time. And what it did was dependent on your ability to hear and believe. So parables dealt with both. They dealt with believers and dealt with non-believers. They dealt with people willing to listen and hear the truth, and dealt with people that didn't want to hear the truth. Because let's be honest, let's just be honest. It's people out here. You cannot change a grown person's mind. You cannot change a grown person's mind. And we have to accept the fact that there's people out there that are hell-bent on not believing in you nor the God that you serve. We got to accept the fact it's people hell, but they don't want to hear you. They don't want to listen. They don't care. And I want us to let's stop wasting energy trying to change people's minds and seek approval from people that simply are hell-bent on not caring. You're wasting too much energy, too much time trying to please people that don't care about you, trying to get approval from people that don't care. It's people out there that simply would not like you. That's why I love, like, my mom. To me, she does, like, being a great mom with some parenting. One thing I love about she was big on communication. Like, her biggest thing was that she didn't want us growing up, her boys, me and Tyrell, growing up saying that we never knew. So a lot of times she always sat us down and talked to us, and she was like, look, it's y'all nice boys, but it's people out here that simply just won't like you. So don't waste your time trying to get people to like you that don't even care. That's right. That don't even care. Yes, sir. And a lot of us are doing, we spend so much energy. People are hell-bent on not believing in you, nor God, and you sitting there frustrated trying to change minds. And you can't change no one's mind. Only God can. So some stuff, you just got to let it breathe. Yeah. Let it breathe and let God handle it. Right. People are hell-bent on not believing in you. They don't care. Let them grow. And God will do all the sorting out later. It's gonna be people that like you and people that do not like you. People for you and people against you. And It's 10 years and you still trying to get this person to be your friend? They don't care. They don't care. No matter what you do, you trying to please somebody that don't even know your name. No matter what you do, all because they cordial with you don't mean they want to be buddy-buddy. They nice. That's cool. I'm nice. Just a human you respect. You respect me, I respect you. That don't mean I want to hang out with you each and every day. But you be trying to seek approval and seek validation from people that don't even care to even get to know you. And think about this. I know they say even an ugly person is cute to somebody. So that means no matter how good you look, no matter how much money you have, no matter how your figure, your physical physique, you're not somebody's cup of tea. You're not somebody's cup of tea. Somebody gonna look at you like, no, I'll pass. That's right. It goes to show you. You're not somebody's cup of tea. I remember I was working with this comedian early in my career, and he was telling me, hey, man, look, no matter how funny you are, some people going to think you're not funny. That's right. That's just what it is. And to deal with this, like he said, how I deal with it, before I hit the stage, Nick, I know there's going to be a percentage of people that like me and think I'm funny, and a percentage of people that won't like me and think I'm funny. And I'm cool with that. I can deal with that. But as long as the people that like me are at least 51%. Because that's majority. It's majority of the people, because the thing is, if majority of the people are saying the same thing about you, then they ain't got to do some self-evaluation. So if all your exes are saying the same thing, you can't be like, oh, they just mad because I broke up. No, you think you need to look at yourself now, fam. Because if majority feel this way, because I feel that way. If majority of people came and said, hey, that show was bad, I can't say, oh, that crowd was not good. Like, no, I wasn't good. Point blank. If majority of people are saying the same thing, you need to start, okay, I need to see what's going on and do some self-evaluation. Because you're not somebody's cup of tea, but if everybody's saying the same thing, it might be you. I know that hurt to hear and listen, but it's true. This parable dealt with both believers and non-believers, and it showed that both are conflicting, but they're necessary for one another. And this parable showed us what the kingdom of heaven is like. But I want to look at how it showed us how the enemy is always plotting against you. Because I say the enemy is in great shape, always running around, walking around, just trying to see what to get himself into. And this owner just sowing good seeds. And here come the enemy when the owner is asleep and everyone's sleeping, planting weeds in his fields. Isn't that something? You're doing what you can to be fruitful out here. You're doing what you can to walk in purpose. You're doing what you can to make a difference in your community. And the second you get some rest, here come the enemy plotting against you, planting weeds into your life. Because they say the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. And it seemed like he didn't do that. When I look at the enemy didn't steal, kill, or destroy the weeds. The wheat. But in my opinion, what he did steal was peace. Because now, if it was me, I wouldn't be able to sleep comfortable, knowing that when last time I went to sleep, sowed some weeds in my field. So a lot of times, the enemy would just do things to disturb you. Just to disturb you. Just to throw you off your game. Just to throw you off. You could have a great day and one comment would just throw you off. And then steal, kill, or destroy. All he did was disturb you. Having a good day, they mess your order up at the fast food restaurant. Now you're disturbed. Having a good day and somebody cuts you off in traffic. And it just it throws you off. Now you're just disturbed. The enemy still kill and destroy and just disturb. And you can't even sleep good because now you're like, last time I got some rest, like a few weeks ago I said, we need to get some rest. And you're like, Nick, I hear you, but last time I got some rest, bad things started happening. Because last time I got some rest, some weeds started growing in my fields. And now you're sitting here looking at your fields, and you're like, I planted. The servant said, you planted wheat, did you? Yeah, I planted good seeds. But I see some weeds in there. And now, ain't that something? Now you're looking at your fields, you're evaluating your life, and you seeing that you're reaping what you sowed, but you also reaping what someone else sowed in your life.
That's right. All right now. Yeah. That's right.
So you reap what you sow, which is true, but you also reap what somebody else sowed into your life. And now you're sitting there looking like, wait a second, I didn't sow this into my life, but I'm dealing with it though. I didn't sow this into my life. Somebody else planted this in my life, and now I have to deal with it. That's not fair. To me, that's not fair. Like, I didn't plant this, but now I have to deal with it, although I didn't plant it. And you want to uproot what somebody else planted, but it's like, wait a second now. They're conflicting, but it might be necessary. So don't uproot right now. It might be necessary, but it's just crazy how you can reap what somebody else sowed into your life. That's why you have to be careful as parent, to all the parents out there, what you sow into your kids' life. Because as they get older and they start looking at their field, they see stuff sprouting that they never sowed. Because they didn't sow it, their parents sowed it for them. Have to be careful what you are sowing in somebody else's life, because you don't know what you sow into somebody else's life might be some weeds. And now they have to deal with it. And now they're sitting there, you're like, wait a second. This is not fair. I planted wheat, Bishop. I planted wheat. That's all I want. I wanted wheat. And I wake up and I see some weeds sprouting. And now I have trust issues now. I can't sleep. I'm bothered. I'm disturbed because I know I know what I sowed. And this ain't that. This ain't that. I sowed this, but I'm getting that. So now I'm reaping what somebody else has sowed. But how many of us know we serve a God that even if, someone say even if somebody else sowed weeds into your life, God will work it out for your good. God will work it out for your good. Even if somebody else sows some weeds, God gonna work it out anyway. God gonna work it out anyway. We all know Romans. We all know that scripture. All things work. All things work. All things work together for good. Those who love God. Those who are called according to, even if the enemy sowed, they're conflicting with one another, but God will make them both work together. They're conflicting, but God will make it work together. Promise that God orders everything. All experiences, good or bad, all experiences, wheat or weeds, will come together for your good. So not everything will be wheat in your life. Not everything gonna be good in your life.
That's right. That's true.
No. You're gonna have some weeds sprouting into your life that you probably accidentally sowed or somebody else sowed into your life. And God will say, I'll deal with both. I can work all that stuff out together. So don't stress. Don't miss no sleep.
All right.
Don't get bothered. Don't get disturbed that somebody sowed this into your field. Just know I'll still work it out. And now the enemy that did sow that into your life is looking at you funny, like, wait, I thought I had them beat. I thought I had the wheat killed, but somehow they use what I sowed in their fields to work for their good.
That's right.
Because that's what God would do. Some people are plotting against you, and people are plotting against you and purposely sowing things into your life to defeat you. sowing things into your life to take you out, sowing things in your life to slow you down. So a lot of people just want to see you slow down a little bit. Yeah, they want to see you fail. They want to see, because you're moving too fast. You passing them up in life. And so you got to do things. Let me just plant this a little bit and slow them down a little bit. And now they're sitting there staring at you like, wait a second. They obviously have a relationship with God, because what I planted in their life, He worked it all out. And let's give an honor to God for just working stuff out. Good or bad. He worked that storm out for you. He worked that storm out for you. He worked it out for you. He worked that trial. He worked that tribulation. He worked that divorce. He worked that loss in your life. He worked it all out for your good. And you can't do nothing but just smile and be like, look at God. Yeah. Look at God. You know, that's why I smile a lot. I just be standing there staring at my life like, you really worked that out. Because I didn't sow this into my life. Stuff happened to me that I didn't ask for. Now, how do you handle, look, life is about how you handle things that you didn't ask for. That's right. How do you handle things that you didn't ask? I didn't ask for this, but now you have to deal with it, so how do you deal with it? How do you deal with things that you didn't ask for? Because life is about how do you handle things that you didn't ask for. Because what you see versus what's sown in your fields are conflicting but necessary. So if you look at areas in your life and you just seem like, I didn't ask for this, and say, I didn't ask for this, but God gonna work it out anyway. What's happening to me, I didn't want to go through this, but I know God gonna work it out anyway. He'll work together. All things work together because I am called, chosen by God, handpicked by God. No matter what you're going through, God will work it all out, through the good, through the bad. And I want somebody to just air five someone right now and say, it's going to work itself out. It's going to work itself out. What you're going through, it's going to work itself out. It's going to work. On that chat, you need to type, it's going to work itself out. It's going to work itself out. Let them both grow together. Whatever you reaping right now that you didn't sow into your life, just know it's going to work itself out. God will work that out for you. Last year, a lot of people got laid off from their jobs, but you didn't. Last year, a lot of things happened. Even this year, you know, people experience loss. Life, you're gonna have losses that you didn't ask for. That's right. You're gonna have pain that you didn't ask for. You're gonna have defeat that you didn't ask for. But think about it. What you're dealing with right now can launch you into the next atmosphere of your life, and you don't know it, because you don't know what it is. So don't uproot it, because you don't know. You don't know. I've seen people that were laid off. That layoff is probably the best thing to happen for them, because they have more time with their family, and they're able to, and God will have them get a better job that's more fitting to their lifestyle. Because you never know. You never know how God is going to work it out. God, that breakup, that failed class, that missed opportunity, God can work it all out. And then when I was thinking about this message, I was like, He would even work out that dumb mistake you made. Every now and then, we'll just make a dumb mistake. And be like, oh, I know. And then God will work that dumb mistake out. And then you're like, whoo, goodness. And I thought, thank you, God, because that was not supposed to happen. He was going to work himself out. When I think about somebody in the Bible that made a dumb mistake and how God worked it all out, was David. David, if you look at David, David, the same man that killed Goliath. David slept with another man's wife. Slept with another man's wife, and not only did he do that, had her husband killed. Had him killed. He had her because her husband was a fighter. had him sent off to battle and said, hey, put him on the front line. And when the enemy comes, everybody leave but him. And so he can be killed. David had this man, slept with this man's wife. The wife got pregnant, had the man killed. That's a dumb mistake. But guess what? The child that was birthed from that dumb mistake was Solomon. One of the wisest men in the Bible. The wisest men in the Bible. He worked out that dumb mistake. A king was born in that dumb mistake. Blessed his mess. So whatever you're going through and you want to uproot it, don't uproot it right now. Let it grow. I heard someone say, don't do your own gardening. Don't do your own gardening, because you see when we see something growing, like I never grew anything, but I'm pretty sure that if somebody does a lot of, growing, they see something growing that they don't want, they're like, hey, I got to uproot this. Like if I didn't know if I'm sitting there, somebody told me to take care of their lawn, I see weeds, I'm going to start pulling. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, let me do it. But they asked the owner said, hey, don't pull that. Don't uproot it right now. Because if you do that, you might harm the wheat. And so basically, we shouldn't uproot right now. What you experiencing that pain and you want to uproot it, just wait. Just wait. For the first reason to wait is because you don't know what it is yet. You don't know what it is yet. The Bible said the specific weed that was planted resembled wheat in its early nature.
That's right.
So when you first see it, you're not sure what it is yet. You don't know if it's wheat or weeds because they look similar.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what it is, you might uproot the wrong thing. You don't know what it is. You don't know so give it some time. The problem that in the early stages, you think something is bad for you, but it actually might be good for you because you don't know what it is yet. So don't be so quick to uproot every little pain in your life because you don't know what it is yet. You don't know what it's going to lead to. Whenever bad thing, like people want build a bird, you can't build your life like that. Some stuff is going to happen that you didn't ask for. We all have a hand that we've been dealt with. And you have to play that hand. You can't pick and choose okay, I want all good things to happen for me. I don't want to experience no bad things. And you're just trying to build. You're like, no, that's not going to happen. No. And so when you try to do that, whenever something bad happens or you think something happens to you that you didn't ask for, you want to uproot. No, I don't want to deal with that. No, I don't want to deal with that. No, I'll deal with this because it looked good. But all because it looked good doesn't mean it's actually good.
That's right.
So, but you're looking at the outward appearance. So outside it look bad. Outside to you it looked like wheat. It looked like weeds. But in actuality that was wheat that you uprooted. Because you don't know what it is yet. You don't know what that can lead to yet. God will, whatever you deem as bad, it can actually be good. God can use it. Yes. What you don't like about yourself, God will use that thing. Yeah. That quirk that you don't like about yourself, God will use it. Yeah. Look at Moses. Moses I can't speak. God still used him anyway.
That's right.
Didn't like that about himself. But I'm sure, and when God used him, we knew it was God because Moses already said, I can't speak like that. He stuttered. Now imagine, and the thing is, so what you don't like about yourself, you want to uproot it. And God can use it. So you want to uproot it, but God want to use that what you don't like about yourself. To show that, hey, you need to lean on me. To get this done. Yeah. Don't uproot. And the second thing, Why we shouldn't uproot right now? Why wait? It's because you can harm the wheat. You can harm the wheat. Because as the crops mature, the root systems are intertwined.
That's right, they are.
So when it's in its early stages, they look alike. So like, okay, I'm gonna wait it out so I can see what it is. And now you see what it is. It's clear. Day and night, you know this is weeds, this is wheat. It's clear. But now you can't uproot because the root systems are all connected together.
All right.
The weeds are connected to the wheat, and the wheat are connected to the weeds. So they're all connected together, and you like, I really want to uproot it, but I'm saying don't uproot it, because if you uproot the bad, you can damage the good.
Yeah, preach, Reverend.
If you uproot the bad, you can damage the good. And that's what the owner is saying. Don't uproot the weed, because the servants are ready. Hey, you want us to go out here and start plucking away? And the owner is saying, no, don't do that, because you're going to damage the wheat.
Yeah.
So don't start uprooting, because when you see it and you see, okay, this is something that's bad and this is something that's good, let me go ahead and no, you can damage the good.
Yes.
You can damage the good by uprooting you imagine you wouldn't be who you are right now if you uprooted every bad experience in your life.
That's right.
You wouldn't be where you are right now. You wouldn't be the person you are right now if you uprooted every single bad experience, every single pain, every single storm. If you just started uprooting everything in your life, you wouldn't be who you are. The bad is connected with the good underneath. So if you uproot the bad, you could damage the good. And a lot of us, it goes to show you that stuff are connected together underneath.
That's right.
Underneath the surface, the things are connected together.
That's right.
That pain that you want to uproot is connected to your purpose.
Say that again.
That pain you want to uproot is connected to your purpose. So you are in pain, and you want God to take that pain away. But if He take that pain away, you also going to damage your purpose. Because purpose and pain, outside they're different, but underneath they're connected together. And I had to really think about that even when it came to my life, because even it's going on 5 years, that was the worst pain I ever been in. Worst pain I ever experienced. And I wanted God to uproot it. But then throughout that process, I started seeing the purpose. And I remember a week after, my mom probably remembered because she wanted me to come home sooner, but after everything happened with the car accident and I was in pain, I was in Kansas City, I drove home and I stayed at my mama's house. And I remember I was in deep pain. That was probably the worst pain, like I said, I've ever been in. I was in a dark place. It was hard, Bishop. Very tough. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take my mind off of it. I turned on Netflix, and one of my favorite comics, Cedric the Entertainer, homegrown, he released a special that same day that my fiance at the time passed away. And I said, I'm going to watch it just to get my mind off of it. And I watched that comedy special, and for that 60 minutes, I forgot I was in pain. I had a good time. I forgot. My mind was nowhere near what I was going through. And then when it was over, I sat there thinking, and I know I heard God say, what He just did for you, you have that same gift to do for others. What just happened, you have that same power. Your words, your writing, your voice have the same power to change somebody's life.
Yeah.
And I never would have knew it. I never would have knew it if I never went through that pain.
Yeah.
If I never went through that pain, I never would have knew that this was my purpose. And once after that day, I had some type of confidence. Even my mama, she came to a show in Kansas City, and the first time she saw me at a big club, the Improv, she even saw that wow, my son has a different swagger about himself. has a different confidence about himself because that confidence came from knowing that I know for sure, for certain, that I'm walking in purpose. And when you know you're walking in purpose, you have some type of swag about you. You have some type of energy about you. Because you know, no matter what y'all say, I know what God said in that moment I was in pain. Your pain, you wanted to uproot that pain, but you can damage your purpose. And so if you're experiencing pain right now and you want God to get rid of that, just say, no, reveal my purpose to me. Reveal my purpose to me. Reveal my purpose. Out of the worst pain in my life, my purpose was revealed. Because I didn't know that was connected to this. I didn't know. And that's why I say don't do your own gardening, because you don't know what's connected to what. You don't know what's connected to what. And a way we can protect ourselves, a way that we can protect our purpose is by not uprooting things so quickly. And ask, when you see something and you want to ask God, seek wisdom, seek discernment so you can say, is this wheat or is it weeds? And when is a good time I can uproot this? When is a good time I can get this out my life? And God will show you. All this is going to take, you can't do it yourself. Don't try to do it yourself. Don't try to uproot things yourself. Ask God to show you, because what you're seeing are conflicting with one another, but they're necessary. They're necessary. Both must grow together, and a sorting will come later. And that just means to say that both going to grow together and God going to work it all out. If God don't want in your life and he put on your spirit, hey, get it out, get it out. Get that person out your life. It's time now. Now you see what it is. It's going to take patience, time, discernment, wisdom, and proper timing. So my encouragement for y'all is to not uproot so quickly. See what it is first. Ask God for him to reveal to you what it is. And although they're conflicting with one another, they're necessary. So that's my time for y'all. I really appreciate y'all. So, thank you.